And we'll actually switch it after a few breaths so that we'll take both sides. But we can engage our shoulder blades in this mudra, which is kind of a lovely thing. So you can really find that lift and opening of your heart space with this mudra. So I'm going to mute everybody now. And we'll take a good seat. Just remember that a good seat means comfortable, right? So if you come to a seat and your body is tired from something and it doesn't feel comfortable this morning, then maybe shift it to something else, even sitting up on a stool or a chair, okay? So as you find that comfortable seat for yourself, move your sitting bones, move them back and broad. And then take your fingers to connect, clasping in front of you, one thumb up, one thumb down. And as you pull against your fingers, you're creating a little bit of tone through your arms up into your shoulders. Feel your shoulder blades engage. This is a support for your heart space. So you get to open up your heart and feel it supported. As you close your eyes, take a couple deep breaths. And take a moment to tune into something that's a challenge for you right now. Whatever that happens to be, maybe you can bring an image to mind or a little narrative about what it is. What is hard for you to work through? And then flip your fingers around, switching which thumb is up and which thumb is down. And again, pull against your fingers and engage your shoulder blades onto your back. Eyes are closed here if that's comfortable. And now what I want you to imagine is what it looks like to work through that challenge. What does it look like when you figure out the problem, the stuck stuff that you have in your way right now? Couple deep breaths, noticing or recognizing what it could look like to figure it out. Then gently release your hands down and gently give your shoulders a few rolls back. Then keep your shoulders moving up and back, tuck your chin down, shake your head no toward the ground, just giving yourself a chance to notice what's happening through your neck and shoulders. And then nod your head. And as you nod your head, you're keeping your shoulder blades engaged onto your back. And then back into center, take your right ear over to your right shoulder and move your left shoulder blade down your back a few times. And inhale back up to center. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder and move your right shoulder blade down your back a few times. Then inhale back up to center. And with your hands pressing against your legs, round your spine back into your cat-like pose. Your chin tucks in toward your chest. And as you move a little bit through your back body, your shoulders, your ribs, just notice any stuck places through your back. Notice any places where tension has held on. And maybe shift how you're moving here. Maybe add a little extra movement or make the movement a little bit smaller. And then inhale, sit tall. Switch the cross of your legs, coming to the less comfortable cross for yourself if you're sitting cross-legged. And then move your sitting bones. And now walk your fingertips behind you, coming to a comfortable distance away. And you might come all the way down onto your palms here, if that feels good. But take a moment to notice this is the start of a back bend. Push down and start to lift up and open through your heart space. And then notice for yourself if there's anything that feels stuck. If there's anything in between your shoulder blades or through your low back, then maybe you walk your hands a little bit closer or a little further away to find where it feels better in the body to be here. Push down again, lift your ribs, lift your chest, lift your heart. Take a full deep breath. Then gently bring yourself back up to your tall spine. Hands come out to rest at your legs. And then gentle movement in a twist. Exhale, right shoulder forward, your left shoulder back. Inhale, come back into center. And exhale, left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. And move a couple more times in this twist. And as you move, again, notice any place through your back body, your spine, or your hips even, where tension might be holding on. And then notice if it would help to take it a little bit deeper and cross all the way over with your right hand to your left knee, or all the way over with your left hand to your right knee, or maybe to take it a little bit less deep. Sometimes figuring out the challenge or the stuck place doesn't mean going deeper. Sometimes it means going a little bit less deep to figure it out. One more time to each side. Then inhale back into center, clear through your spine. Hands come to your knees, move a little forward and back in your cat and cow. Inhale, belly and heart forward, and exhale, press back. And again, check it out and notice what specifically is happening in your body. Is there tension? Is there stuck stuff? Places where it's a little challenging to move? And see if you can shift enough to figure out if there's something that would feel a little bit better. Then come back up to center, neutral spine. We're going to shift forward onto hands and knees now. And from hands and knees, we'll get a little bit of work through the hips and the glutes in. So feel free to add something underneath your knees for support here. And as you set yourself up, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Rotate elbow pits forward so you have that external arm bone rotation, and give a push with your hands to find that lift just at your low ribs. Inhale, reach back with your right leg, stretch it back, turn open with your hips. So you're turning your toes to the right side. Stay pushing through your hands. Feel that lift through your low ribs. On your exhale, bring your hips back to center. Now bend your knee, press your heel toward the ceiling, and now circle with your knee. Big wide circle in one direction. And as you move in this direction, keep strong through your hands. Find that press. Switch directions with your circles. And now set right knee back on the ground and reconnect. Rotate your elbow pits forward and push. Then lift your left leg. Turn open with your hip, turning your toes to the side. Take a big deep breath here. Stay strong through your arms and shoulders. And now hips back to center. Bend your knee, pushing your heel toward the ceiling. Stay strong through your shoulders and your arms here, and then begin to move with your knee. Big circles in one direction. Big circles in the other direction. And then reset your left knee on the ground, set the tops of your feet down, and bring your big toes together. Knees wide if that's comfortable. You can always keep them narrow here. Settle hips back towards your heels into your child's pose, and then walk your fingertips a little further forward. Add a little bit of movement here through hips, through arms, through shoulders, finding that movement that helps you notice, maybe helps you work through whatever feels stuck. Then inhale, rise back to your hands and your knees. And push palms down into the ground, rotate elbow pits forward. And then lift your hips up and back into your down dog. Bend one knee at a time slowly. And as you do so, give yourself the information on one side, how the back of your leg feels. And on the other side, how the back of your leg feels. Tuning into hamstrings, calf muscles, anything showing up through the hip, the low back. And now walk your feet forward, coming into your forward fold at the front of your mat. And as you find that place for yourself, feel free to use blocks here to bring the floor a little closer. Bring feet inner hip distance apart and parallel. Lift and spread your toes and then push them down. Take an inhale and lengthen part way. Extend your heart. Exhale, fold over your legs. Then bring your hands up above your knees, extend your heart, and then walk your hands up your legs, coming all the way up to stand. Finding your mountain pose, turning your palms open, big expansion through your chest. Take a couple ear to shoulders here. Then as you come back into center, we're going to find our balance onto our left foot. And if you want to, you can use a wall to hold on to. But take your right knee into your hand, give your foot a flex, and then stand tall. And from here, little circles with your knee in one direction. So you're opening it up, finding that movement through the hip socket, little movement through the glutes. And then switch directions. So similar to what we did on our hands and knees, but now a little test of the balance. And as you work with the glute on the left side to stabilize, then you also get to work with the glute to move on the right. So now back in the center, give your knee a squeeze into your chest, nice and high as your body is ready for. And then release your foot back down. And from this place, a little bit of movement through your legs, bending one knee at a time. And then find your balance onto the right foot. Again, you can always use your right hand against a wall or a chair here. Pull your left knee up into your chest and give your foot a flex. Now you're using your right glute to help you push into the ground. So make sure your right knee has a little micro bend in it, okay? And then start to move with your left knee in one direction. And then move in the other direction. And then pull your knee in close, give it a squeeze. And then set your foot down. Feet inner hip bone distance apart and parallel. Lift and spread your toes and then push down into the ground. Inhale, stretch arms overhead. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and fold. Planting fingertips, you're stepping right foot back into your lunge. And from this place, your back knee can be lifted or down, your choice. Bring your hands up to your hips to rise and center off your hips. As you push down with your hands on your hips, lift your sides, lengthen from hip to armpit, draw shoulders up and back. And now walk your hands even further onto your low back, hugging elbows back. Now take a big exhale and draw your low belly and your low ribs in. Inhale, lift your chest, lengthen the back of your neck. Take a deep breath right here and notice what's challenging. Good. Take 2 more full breaths and see if you can get your eyes to soften, your jaw to soften. Good. On your exhale, hands come down to the front of your mat. Find whatever you're using for blocks. It can actually be yoga blocks or it can be a stack of books. And work your front leg towards straight. And now bump your back foot in a few inches. So maybe your back heel comes down to the ground, your toes are aimed straight ahead. So now wrap your left hip back, extend your heart. Take a big deep breath right here. And with a little micro bend to the back knee, tilt your sitting bones up. Try to tilt your belly down as you lift your sitting bones. Deep, full breath. Then inhale, bend into your front knee. If your back knee is lifted, bring it down to the ground. Work your hands to the inside of your front leg and extend your heart. And from here, work down toward one elbow, maybe 2 elbows, and extend again. Grow long through your spine. Tendency here, if you're tight through hips, glutes, hamstrings even, is for your hips to move back and for you to round through your spine. Just see if you can find the length. Push your left big toe mound down and then notice your left glute. Think about wrapping your left glute muscle down and under. Glute medius at work. Take a big deep breath. Good. Inhale, rise up to your hands. Lift your back knee and then bring hands to either side of your front leg and work your front leg towards straight again. Now, big toe mound pushes down, wrap your left hip back, extend your heart, and tilt your sitting bones up. Good. Inhale, bend into your front knee and step forward. Exhale, left foot steps back into your lunge. Pause, center off your hips. Think of your right hip wrapping back, and then bring your hands up to your hips to rise. And again, remember when we come to our lunge, you can always have a knee down. That's okay. Press down with your hands on your hips and lift your chest. Lift your heart. As you lift and think of allowing your torso to be lifting up and even turning almost into a back bend, then you also get to have that long stretch possibly through that big hip flexor in the body called the psoas. So as you walk your hands further back, pull your belly in, low ribs in, lift your chest even higher. Big breath. Exhaling, hands come down to the front of your mat. You're finding your blocks again and work your front leg towards straight. Bump your back foot in so that your whole foot has a chance to come down to the ground. If it doesn't come all the way down to the ground, it's okay. Wrap your right hip back and right big toe mound presses down. Then a little micro bend with your back knee and send your sitting bones up. As you do so, extend your heart forward, take a full breath. Good. Inhale, bend into your front knee. You're going to bump your back foot back a little ways and bring your knee down to the ground. Work your hands to the inside. And from this place, extend your heart. Grow long. Stay long, even as you work down toward one elbow, maybe 2. Okay. Again, you can always have blocks underneath your elbows here if you want. Big toe mound pushes down on your right foot. And then use that glute action, wrapping down and under. You might even feel your knee try to turn a little bit to the right side. Take a big, deep breath. Then rising up to your hands, bring hands to either side of your front leg. Lift your back knee and work your front leg towards straight. One more time. Big toe mound presses down, wrap your right hip back, send your sitting bones up as you grow long through your spine. Deep breath. Then inhale, bend into your front knee and step forward. And as you step forward into your fold here, keep a bend to your knees as you fold over your legs. Finding that place for yourself where it might be just a little bend or it might be a big bend. Now tilt your sitting bones up, take a full big breath. Then planting hands, step all the way back, downward facing dog pose. Full deep inhale, long full exhale. Rotate elbow pits forward and push from your lats out into your hands. So think a little bit up your back towards your low back. Inhale, come forward into your plank pose. Find knees on the ground if you would like, or you can keep knees lifted. Rotate elbow pits, push and extend. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly, hands right by your ribs. Press down with the tops of your feet. Press down with your knees, and then engage your low belly, pull it in. Engage your low ribs. Inhale, lift up and open through your shoulders. You're rising as high as your body is ready for to stay open through your shoulders. So you're welcome to push up part way or all the way as long as your shoulders stay open instead of coming up towards your ears. And then push all the way back, hips to heels, take a child's pose, take a big deep breath. Let your head rest down on something. It can be the floor, it could be a block. Then gently inhale and push yourself up to your seat. And we're going to come down onto our sitting bones and bring feet out in front of us. And now we're going to take a figure 4 stretch here and then a little windshield wiper from it. Actually, hit buttons on my phone. So from here, work your feet out as far as you need to cross your right ankle over your left knee and then give both feet a flex. And now hands come behind you to support a long spine. Work your left foot in as close to your body as you're ready for. Take a deep breath. And then wherever that is, whether your foot is close or far away, you're going to start to move side to side. Keep both feet flexed as you do this. Good, then back into center, set both feet down and you're crossing left ankle over your right knee. And flex your right foot, flex your left foot. Again, fingertips behind you to help you sit tall. And then you might inch your foot a little closer. It depends on how you feel through your hips and your glutes today. But then a little bit of rock side to side. And again, we're keeping our knees and ankles safe here by flexing our feet. Foot flex is very key for stability through the ankle and the knee. Good, okay. Back into center now. Go ahead and put both feet on the ground. Flex your feet, knees are bent, and shift your sitting bones. Move them back and broad. Lift your ribs up high, and then fold over your legs towards your feet. Maybe you take a hold of your feet. Maybe your fingertips come to the ground. But find a long spine wherever that is. Stay long through your spine all the way down into your low back, okay? With that, if you want to, you can walk your feet a little further forward, working towards straight with your legs, okay? Press your heels down no matter where you are and think of pulling them back, dragging them back isometrically so they don't actually move anywhere, okay? As you do that, feel your belly come a little bit forward, find that tilt of your pelvis. Inhale, extend your heart. Exhale, maybe fold a tiny bit deeper. Inhale, extend. Exhale, maybe fold deeper. One more time, inhale, extend. Exhale to wherever it is you need to be. Inhale, work your way all the way back upright. Walk your feet in, and then you're going to lay all the way down onto your back. And as you lay onto your back, be sure that you have props handy, close by, within reach. And as you find your back all the way on the ground, your footprints on the ground. Open your arms up to a cactus or a T, whichever feels the best. Palms are facing the ceiling. Inch your shoulder blades toward each other on your back. And now walk your feet out wider than your mat and take those windshield wipers. Both knees to the right, both knees to the left. Moving slowly here so that you can sense each side and notice what's happening. And now take both knees over to the left side. Flex your feet. Look up for a moment and notice your right thigh. Think of your right thigh bone being straight ahead from your hip. And then if it feels good to your body, you'll take your left foot and set it over your right thigh. So you get to add a little bit more stretch in through your quad. Sometimes that gets into your low back and your glute. Take a full big breath. And if this at any point in time bothers your ankle or your knee, then please take your foot off of your thigh. Then gently remove your foot from your thigh, bring your legs back up to center. Again, feet wider than your mat helps to find this position. Drop your knees over to the right side and look, notice your left thigh bone straight ahead from your hip. And then flex your right foot and set it over your left thigh if that feels okay to your body. You still get a lovely stretch even if you don't put your foot on your thigh. Take a big deep breath and just notice for yourself. What does it feel like on this side? Notice any places that might feel stuck or stiff. And then gently take your right foot off of your thigh, bring your feet back up to center. Knees can drop in together to touch here if you would like, or you can bring a bolster or pillow underneath your legs, or you can rest your whole body out without any props at all. Your choice. As you start to settle in for your Shavasana, let your eyes close and tune into your body with your breath. Tune into what's there for you, for sensation. And give your whole body permission to release and let go. Bring awareness back to your breath. Bring gentle movement into fingers and into toes. As you're ready to bend your knees and roll to your side. And slowly push yourself back up to your seat. Connecting fingers again if you would like, coming into this Ganesh Mudra. One thumb up, one thumb down. Pull against your fingers and engage your shoulder blades, supporting your heart space. And with your eyes closed, take a deep breath, remembering that you have everything within you that you already need to move through your challenges. And switch your hands to the other direction for full deep breath. Have a very peaceful, very beautiful rest of your day. Have a wonderful weekend. Namaste.